Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let us introduce ourselves first. I am Fatima Sofira Mala as team leader.
I am Antiseptic as the first member.
We came from 11 Science 6 Team 1, proudly presents the form of our research idea entitled The Innovation of Herbal Antiseptic Spray made from Jatropha Multifida sap as a mouthwash and acute ones. Let us make a presentation starting with background presentation by my colleague Anissa Taufik. Please start with Nisa.
Thank you, Alfie. Health, health is a very important aspect of life so that people generally have supply of medical drugs independent treatment at home, such as alcohol and povidone iodine, which is usually used for mouthwash, and acute wound medicine, which has been shown to be able to inhibit the Staphylococcus aureus bacteria. Staphylococcus aureus is a bacteria that produces toxins, such as staphylotoxin, staphylococcal enterotoxin, and exfoliatin, which usually cause disease such as inflammation of the oral cavity. However, mouthwash and acute wound medication on the market contains lots of alcohol and iodine, which turns out have dangerous side effects that even cause cancer. If we can see the example of the side effects on the slide at the top, namely the side effects of alcohol in the form of oral cancer, and at the bottom side is the side effects of povidone iodine. Next.
Therefore, we had the idea to make an alternative antiseptic from herbal ingredients using Jatropha multifida. The part of the Jatropha multifida plant, which is often used as a treatment, is the sap as an external medicine. Research by Aryaningsi et al. 2015 states that the saponins and the sap of Jatropha multifida have the ability to be a cleanser so that they are effective in healing open wounds. While tannins can be used to prevent an infection because they have antiseptic properties and burn drugs, after finding out more about Jatropha multifida and Staphylococcus aureus bacteria, we had the idea to make a multi-spray made from Jatropha multifida sap, which can inhibit Staphylococcus aureus bacteria more efficiently and minimize the side effects of using povidone iodine and alcohol. Next.
From the background, we got the program formulation. First is how effective is the Jatropha sap for inhibit the Staphylococcus aureus bacteria activity in vitro, and how is the innovate the use of Jatropha sap for mouthwash and acute wounds medicine.
Yeah. By conducting this research, we aim to prove the scientific potential of Jatropha multifida sap as a natural antiseptic that has been trusted from generation to generation, and developing Jatropha multifida sap as an innovative multi-spray product for mouthwash and acute ones.
And the research benefit is for making a natural medicine product for innovative preventive efforts, developing independently economical medicine in public, and motivate the research of useful plants for medicine.
The type of research we use is experimental laboratory with quantitative data. The first stage is sampling. The sap of the Jatropha multifida stem that we use is taken from a Jatropha multifida plant that is 2 to 3 years old and has been fruitful. Its height is above one meter. The part of the stem taken is 30 centimeters from the end of the stem. The stem is cut crosswise, then the sap is cut into a test tube and then stored in the refrigerator. After that, the sap is dissolved using distilled water at a rate adjusting the formula V per V%. Then in 20 ml of a total volume, 20% solution requires 4 milli of sap and 16 milli of distilled water. 15% solution requires 10 milli of sap and 10 milli of distilled water. 75 75% solution requires 15 milli of sap and 5 milli of distilled water, then the results are stored in sample bottles and labeled according to their respective concentrations. Samples that are ready will be tested for the antiseptic effectiveness with the diffusion test method to find out which concentration is more effective. We use a suspension of Staphylococcus aureus bacteria, Muller-Hinton agar media, paper disc measuring 0.55 centimeters with an incubation time of 24 hours at 30 Celsius. We divide the sample into 4 groups, which consist of 3 treatment groups and 1 comparison group. It takes 20 microliters each repetition, and it will be done 3 times in each group. The variable in our study consists of a positive control or comparison, namely betadine mode rinse, and the control variables were media, temperature, incubation times, and bacterial volume. The dependent variable is the antibacterial activity or the zone of inhibition. Then the independent variable is the sap content or the concentration of the sap solution. Next.
After knowing the effective concentration, then these results are used as the material for manufacture of our product, named multispray. By mixing the solution of Jatropha multifida sap with a tested concentration with distilled water up to a volume of 75 milliliters. Then make a citrate buffer by dissolving 0.02 mol of citric acid and 20 ml of distilled water until 1 molar 20 ml solution of citric acid is formed, then mixing the citric acid solution with 0.01 mol of sodium citrate. Then measuring the pH of our products using universal indicator according to the SNE pH of Mouthwash, which is around 5 until 6. Last step is the packaging in a 50 ml spray bottle. Next.
So here, I will present a table of the phytochemical test of Jatropha multifida stem sap from So here I will present a table of the phytochemical test of Jatropha multifida stem sap from 3 scientific journal reference. The first was researched by Khairani et al. In 2018, the second by Fika in 2016, and Eka in 2013. By testing 5 secondary metabolites, namely flavonoids, alkaloids, phenols, tannins, and saponins, it can be seen from the table that the results of the phytochemical test show that on average there are 3 secondary metabolites in the sap of Jatropha multifida, namely flavonoids, tannins, and saponins, which play a major role as an antibacterial in the sap. Next. The following is the data on the results of the antibacterial test in the biology lab UNER, which carried out 3 treatments, and it was seen that the 75% concentration and the treatment group had a larger zone of inhibition in each iteration. Next.
From the data, the results of Jatropha multifida sap antiseptic effectiveness test against Staphylococcus aureus bacteria are in the form of a table showing that the 20% and 50% groups have an average inhibition zone diameter of 1.2 centimeter, while the 75% group has an average 1.7 centimeters and the tendency to increase the inhibitory power along with increased concentration of sap administration. So it appears that at concentration of 75% has an effective inhibitory power on the Staphylococcus aureus bacteria, and at a concentration of 75% when compared with the control groups, it appears to have the same inhibitory or next.
Okay, in terms of our product design, we use the name multi-spray for reasons other than our product, which is multifunctional. The name itself is called from Jatropha multifida. Our product used the symbol of the Jatropha plant so that consumers can know that the plant that is used as the base material for this multi-spray. The use of the spray method in our products is one of the advantage and as an innovation in the application of drugs to ones that can reach a wider object so that the drug can enter the hidden zone, while the use of iodine drugs circulating in the market using the drop method requires application media such as hands, cotton, or other auxiliary media that is more likely to be unhygienic. Next.
The conclusion that we got in our study is that the sap of the Jatropha multifida stem in 75% concentration is effective for inhibiting the growth of Staphylococcus aureus bacteria. The effectivity is comparable with the contract, which is about 1.7 centimeter. And the multispray is a product which contains 75% of Jatropha multifida sap, preservative at launch at citric buffer and aqua dust. Multispray is for antiseptic of mouthwash and for innovative acute wounds medicine. Next,
Okay, future works. Our research as in uh, our research is an in vitro study, which is still in the preliminary testing stage, and there are still advanced stage. Here, he will describe several activities to develop this research in the future, including phytochemical testing, conducting in vivo tests in animals and clinical trials, standardizing products so that they are in accordance with Indonesian national standard, optimizing other parts of the Jatropha multifida is as a multi-spray product, and last, development of COVID-19 antiseptics using the in silico method. The following is a bibliography of our research. Okay, that's all we can say. We apologize if there is a mistake and thank you for your attention.